Before we begin our magic show, I thought that I'd give the usual pre-case spoiler report, seeing as I've actually finished it now. This one is actually kind of interesting, in that a lot of it is quite heavily built on things established in Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Case 4. Now, no knowledge of that case whatsoever is required to enjoy the plot of this one. It's mostly pretty much self-contained, and everything you would need to know is recapped for you in this one anyway. But why am I pointing this out? While you don't need to know about it, knowledge of it does actually add to a few things in the case. In particular, there's quite a delicious sense of irony towards the very end if you know about a certain reveal that happens in that one. This reveal is not mentioned or alluded to in this case in any way at all, but knowing it definitely adds to things. Of course, there's also a pretty major reveal from that case that pretty much everyone who's played that game will know about that relates to the defendant of this case. I constantly try to avoid bringing up this spoiler as much as I really want to. So, yeah, I am not going to spoil that for you, but if you do know that reveal, it makes quite a lot of things about this more heartwarming. But anyway, it's not necessary, but just to get that out there. With that, let's begin. Welcome back to Spirit of Justice. And I have actually gone into extras and DLC and downloaded all of the extra costumes. I'm not going to be using any of them in this playthrough though, because, yeah, I don't want to kind of kill the mood by having Athena in a waitress outfit, for example. But anyway, something that I do want to mention very quickly. In going back and reviewing footage for this, I noticed that in the final cutscene with Dirk, the guy who throws his sword onto a dartboard on the wall, there is actually a picture attached to it that you can only see for a brief moment. You can't get a good look at their face though, but from the clothing they're wearing, they look like either the Queen or Rafa, so I guess we'll find out who that is later. But let's not worry about that now. It's time to step into the shoes of Cords of Steel with the magical turnabout. Kind of excited for this one because it seems like a lot of past characters' stories are coming full circle here. So yep, let's start from the beginning. I do know that the intro does not show the culprit this time, but apparently it alludes to them or something? That's what I've heard. Ooh. Alice in Wonderland.
Behold my might!
Oh, there's the dragon from the trailers. At one point I was wondering if that was a construct for, used by the Defiant Dragons, but no, it's just part of a show.
Shame on you, Mr. Rias!
No!
Using magic for evil!
That's pretty cool. And that's all we get. Okay, interesting. It's kind of interesting. Like, a lot of people seem to, whenever they make fan cases, think the intro for a case has to depict the moment of the murder, but a lot of the canon games actually don't. Let me just quickly check what I have in the court record. We just have the attorney's badge, and we've got profiles. I don't want to look at them just yet. Wow, Trucy's 17 already. Okay, so we're still in the magic show. Why do I get the feeling someone's going to be dead by Act 2? Oh, I've heard little bits of this song, but I didn't realize it was a much more upbeat one. So this is probably the theme for the stage show. Oh. Okay, so they are bringing back references to that. That's actually pretty interesting. Seeing how absent that was from Dual Destinies. Okay. Well, I guess Trucy's technically a member. I mean, it's not technically a law office completely. In fact, it wasn't originally a law office at all. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And finally we get this intro. I used to be one of the most controversial characters in the series after my own game had its plot radically rewritten at the last minute to incorporate Phoenix, completely upstaging me. But then I was in Dual Destinies and got a surprising amount of character development, and now the fans tend to like me. I'm also voiced by Tiberius Stormwind from Draconia. He's still a rookie. He's been a protagonist for 2 games now. Yeah, little did they know that trip is probably going to be more eventful than they thought. Well, she has been doing other shows, according to bits of dialogue in Dual Destinies and stuff in Apollo Justice. Okay, we get the intro. Athena's apparently a bit controversial with the fanbase, but I still like her. One thing that I will point out though, pay attention to that thing on her neck. Something that I didn't realize before, but I did when I replayed some of the cases of Dual Destinies. There are some times when that widget, which is supposed to show how she's really feeling, there are some times when it actually says something that her body language doesn't say. Like, she'll look happy, but widget says sad. I'm going to be keeping a lookout for moments like that. So see there, widget does echo her mood there. And there. Yeah. I just explained that. So yeah, pay attention to Widget's expression, because sometimes he'll betray what Athena's really thinking when she's trying to hide it. It's an ominous buzzing sound. Normally you use a softer, like a bell chime or something, to announce interval. Okay, so this is one of those cases where there's a bit of story before the murder happens. A lot of stuff here to potentially investigate and get hilarious dialogue off of. And this is reminding me a lot of Max Galactica now. Trucy actually looks kind of different. I'm not sure if she has the same model as in Dual Destinies or not. Okay. What's she signing? No, that looked like a contract. Yeah, exactly. Huh. She does actually look quite a bit older. Her theme is completely unaltered, though. Okay. Wonder if Wright will be able to get that over in Crane. Probably not. You do realize that you see her all the time. Again with Apollo's forehead. There's a little more I could say about her here, but I don't want to spoil Apollo Justice. Yeah, and he's also... yeah, don't want to say it. I really wish that he'd find out sometime. Oh, I think I know the one here. And... yep. And of course it's the lawyer's badge. Yep, that has to happen, wow, she does look different in this pose. That has to happen pretty much once every time Trucy appears. Because Apollo's the butt monkey. Okay, we've got examine and talk and stuff. Okay. I wonder if she'll make it disappear. This is the only thing we have to present, but I'm going to try presenting this to everyone, because usually you get hilarious dialogue. And it's gonna go again. Wait, what did she just get rid of? Ah! That's cool. Anyway. Yeah, those effects must be pretty good to get that kind of thing. Oh, right, it's just a big cardboard thing on the wall. Huh. Yeah, if that's Act 1, what are they gonna do in Act 2? Yeah, let's just hope a certain fan from Apollo Justice is barred entry completely. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, Phoenix would too, except he's not here. Oh, okay. Huh. Speaking of Germany, where's Clavier? Who, according to the localizers, is actually not German. He just likes to pretend he is. Oh, don't worry, I don't think you're disappointing anyone by not doing that. Everyone picks on Apollo. Okay. Wait a minute, how can there be a... Interesting. Well, this is probably going to be significant. Yeah, it's the revival of the Troupe Premiere repertoire. Oh. Huh, Mr. Rios is there too. Yeah, so explanation for people who haven't played Apollo Justice. I never thought that I'd see this plot point come back, actually. Yeah. Oh, okay. I remember the new guy thing. A long time ago. Now... we have been told from promotional material that he's the victim in this case, so... Ah. Wow, okay. Why do I get the feeling we're gonna have to explain how it works in court and completely ruin it? Oh, that's not good. If it's the first time it's being performed by the public, it's going to go wrong. Considering that we know that guy's the victim. Yeah, it makes sense to be practicing a lot for these kind of things, especially a trick that could potentially injure someone badly, or worse if it goes wrong. Yeah. If you want to find out more about how he died and why, play Apollo Justice Case 4. Admittedly, that is a bit of a weird case. It's probably my least favorite final case in the series, but I digress. Huh. Isn't that a true lawyer always keeps a smile? Oh, okay. That makes sense. Chords of Steel time! Hey, it worked! In the ears. Especially considering Athena has hypersensitive hearing, so that would probably be quite painful for her. Huh. I have an eye. Yeah, I thought it was Bonnie. Not sure whether to suspect her or not. She seems too nice, but the other guy we knew about in trailers seems kind of like a jerk, so it really could be either of them at this point. Ha, there's a Steel Samurai poster on the wall too, I just noticed. Maybe I missed my chance to examine stuff. I'll probably get the chance later though, because... Oh, okay. Yeah, there is. Huh. Well, that's kind of suspicious. Huh, the producer was always my prime suspect, but maybe she's suspicious. Yeah, considering the whole magician rabbit getup, she definitely is. You know what they say, don't mess with a bunny. Maybe she's trying to make everyone go extinct. Oh, okay, we still get to examine... No, we don't. Okay, then. Okay, I can see that dragon coin there. Like I said, there's definitely gonna be... Is that a Gavin symbol? On one of the things of flowers? Like I said, there'll probably be a chance to examine all those later. And this is probably going to be the point where everything goes horribly wrong. Athena's always wound up like that. Huh. Athena's going to try and pull a, hey look, I'm on TV. Isn't she? Exactly, yep, that's what she was gonna do. Uh-oh. This is not...
Now, give up your dastardly ways! Huh? Over here.
Yeah, I noticed Mr. Hat there before.
Now, Mr. Hat, offer the girl's life up to Mr. Rias and bring him back to life. What?
Just when and how did she make the switch?
You won't be reviving anyone today.
Oh, no. That had a real person in it, didn't it? And he's gonna be dead. Didn't expect Bonnie to be playing a villain on the show, though. A dead body. Uh-oh. Oh, and the dragon just fell. I get the feeling that must be important too. Maybe to cover up something? It often feels like a common murder mystery plot that there's some kind of a magic show and someone ends up getting killed during it. Oh, this is gonna be really bad. Yeah, we better clear this up or Trucy is really gonna be ruined. Yep, understandable after what just happened. Uh-oh. Okay, at least we know that. And hey! It's Robert Downey Depp! Yeah, people tend to say that he resembles either one of those. When I saw this guy in trailers and stuff, he was my first suspect for this case, but now I'm actually not so sure. Mr. Ratons. And that's all we're going to see of him for a little while. Okay, so he wasn't even in the theater at the time that murder happened, but I definitely think that guy was dead for a while and his body was just put in that coffin thing. Okay. As much as I want to try and examine things, I get the feeling that'd be a major mood whiplash at this point, so I think I'm just going to talk. I think I can check the profiles now, though. Okay, we still have his profile, even though he's probably not going to be here. Age question mark. Also age question mark. Interesting. Okay, these are the general things that you have in the first location that you're at in an investigation segment. Yeah. Yeah, he would probably have freaked out even more, so maybe that's a good thing. Alright, there isn't much we can do here, so let's go back. Yeah, he's probably busy with that first try. I don't know when this takes place, chronologically. And if you look in the background, you can see Phoenix's old hobo beanie. Something definitely happened. Yes, he definitely did. Oh, okay. It's on TV, yep. So this takes place afterwards. Of course he did. It happens pretty much anywhere he goes. Yeah, but he's now got a lot more problems. Well, of course he would be. And, of course, the news is only showing plot-relevant announcements. Why do I get the feeling they're going to say that... Oh, that's not good. Huh? Why do I get the feeling this footage has been tampered with? Alternatively, we're gonna have to be watching this footage a lot. And there wasn't any focus on... Huh? Okay, I saw a shadow go up the wall there. Okay, she points it and says her line, and then that. I'm not entirely sure why the news will be showing this, but there's also no blood on the sword, so... And this music is really inappropriate to the fact that someone has just died. Okay. And then everything panics, and then the dragon falls down. There we go! Okay, so... That shadow going up the wall, that's... Yeah. Oh no. Oh. Huh, unless someone's trying to... I just had a theory, but I might not want to say what it is in case it turns out to be true. Like, I could say... Like, could this be some kind of revenge plot by someone who... Yeah... Against Troop Khmer? Of course she is! Oh, but it's not murder, okay! That's interesting. The trailers implied that it would have been murder. And yes, the Ace Attorney assistant curse. You can't be an assistant in an Ace Attorney game without being accused of murder at least once. In fact, most lawyers get accused of murder at least once. I'm surprised Apollo hasn't been accused yet. I just jinxed it, didn't I? Okay. Alright, the note system still exists. Okay. Some people didn't like this, but... Like, the thing is that, like, I was never a really big fan of the investigation segments to begin with, so I'm kind of fine with it. There probably isn't much we can talk about here, but, and I'll probably do the examining of the stuff here later, because like I said, I don't want there to be mood clash, so... Should we head to the detention center? There's probably nothing we can do at the theater yet, but... I'd like to investigate around the next time we're there. Now, I wonder what the detention center theme is going to be in this game, if there even is one. Yep, it's finally Trucy's turn to be behind the glass here. I wonder if this is the detention center theme or just a general sadness theme. Well, firstly, there wasn't any blood on the sword, so I kind of doubt that. There didn't seem to be much blood on the body either, so... I get the feeling that he was killed beforehand and placed there. I mean, admittedly, it does look pretty bad for her, and when an accident happens at a magic show, generally the magician would be the biggest suspect, but... there, of course, has to be more to this. Yeah, unfortunately, we're probably going to need to know how the trick works if we're going to investigate this. Oh, she's echoing his catchphrase, that's nice. Let me just see if there's any dialogue for examining the guard. Yeah, they always joke about how the guard in the detention center doesn't move. Security camera. Yeah, that wasn't in some of the earlier games. Anyway, let's get back to what we need to do. Let's stop killing the mood here. Yeah, I had a feeling it was supposed to be empty. Yeah. The real question is, why would someone do that? Clearly they wanted to cover up something by doing that. Or maybe they just wanted to get everyone out of the theater so that they could maybe tamper with the scene a little bit? We're probably going to need to find out a little bit more about Mr. Rios. By the way, I do like the name they gave him. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. But in this case, we kind of have to. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling there's some kind of a trapdoor. Okay. Yeah, she generally needs to prepare. Oh, right. Was she operating the Mr. Hat puppet? Okay, raised up. There's a cushion up there. I did notice that shadow going down the wall. That might have been a counterweight or something? Different trapdoor. Okay. Okay. I wonder if there was some kind of place that a murderer could have been at the time, but my theory was still that he was dead before. Misdirection. Yeah, I know that's gotta be important here. Yeah. And if Trucy was in there before, somebody must have put the body in there around the time that she was in the underground passage? Yeah, we need to know more about him, definitely. We don't even have a first name for him. Of course, the lawyer doesn't know the famous person that everyone else knows about. Used to. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Definitely. I thought this would happen sooner or later. Unfortunately, one of the English trailers spoiled this, even though it wasn't in the Japanese trailers, because otherwise I'd be really surprised that you'd have to perceive Trucy. Yeah. And now Apollo can use it outside of the courtroom, much like Cyclops. Apparently there's a lot more perceiving in this game than in Dual Destinies, and I do kind of like that, though some of the perceives can be kind of annoying. Yeah. Clearly, there's nothing particularly significant that she's hiding here. I like the new animation here. Yeah. And a lot of people have said that, like, how Apollo must look to other people while he's doing this must be incredibly disturbing. Like, his eyes would probably just be bugging out. Yeah, so I need to find a nervous habit somewhere here. Usually, it's best to check the fingers. Oh, or her eyes are shifting. Yeah, okay. I thought the first one would be kind of obvious. Yeah, now we have to see what word that she says when she gets shifty-eyed. This is the bit that gets kind of annoying because sometimes you have to replay the same line again and again until you get it right. Don't worry. Oh, I'm fine. Is where she's shifting her eyes. Okay. Yeah, that was obvious. Yeah, that's... Considering that Trucy is the one who first explained the whole perceive system. Yep. Actually, yeah, you know what they say. It's actually the eyes that normally show someone's expression, not the smile. What? Okay, well, obviously we have to present this because we only have 2 pieces of evidence, and we can't really say we believe in the stage diagram. And I am consumed with feels right now, which is why I'm not speaking. Yeah, is she worried that she actually did do it? We'd need some kind of autopsy to figure out when he died, though. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering why there wasn't any blood anywhere. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure he was dead before. He must have been. I don't think there's any way she could have. Yeah, she's practiced a lot. Wait a minute. I think this song's a sad rearrangement of the Grimmaire theme. Now I realize it, yeah. I have a feeling that this is the killer's goal all along. Not if we find out what really happened. We'll stop this. No, you won't. Not while we're on the case. And this theme. Haha, nice. I'm actually getting a bit like this too. Have we seen Truzzy do this before? We're seeing a side of her that we haven't really seen before. I am definitely getting an older and wiser vibe from her. But yeah. Yep, let's do this. That's the advantage of having at the moment I'll just say friend who's a lawyer. And Athena's over the top crying animation. Yeah, this is definitely the detention center theme. So far, I've never seen any contradictory widget emotions. And suddenly angry. Okay. Yeah, I thought we'd be going back there. Oh. I really hope that notebook doesn't contain things about Apollo that she'd regret writing if she knew about something. Okay. So, I press the examine button instead of the I press the present button instead of the move button. Okay, we can actually go all the way to the... I think they did make a point to mention all of this. Because sometimes it can get annoying in investigations where you forget how the areas connect to each other. With the situation he's in at the moment, he probably doesn't need to hear, "Oh, by the way, your daughter is accused of manslaughter." Yeah, exactly. I wonder who this is. I think I have an idea. Everyone, please shut up. Oh no, it's gonna be one of those places that gets more popular after someone's died there, isn't it? Is that? Yeah, it's her! Of course, promotional materials show that she'd be appearing in this location, but... yeah, it's been a while. Emma was pretty antagonistic towards Apollo in his debut game, so I wonder if this is going to be any different now. Yeah. Exactly. Pretty much. Not really. Pleasure of working with her before, yeah. She wasn't exactly the most pleasant individual. Oh, it's a new version of her theme, that's cool. Man, she seems a lot happier. Yeah, she was really bitter back in Apollo Justice because she, well, didn't. I always felt that twist to her character was kind of weird. But the original... It was kind of weird, though, because her characterization in Apollo Justice did still have its fans, even though it was radically different from her past self, who appeared in the first game's bonus case, Rise from the Ashes. No. Like, people say it's kind of interesting. Emma, in terms of role, replaced two beloved characters. Maya in terms of assistant, and Gumshoe in terms of detective. And she still managed to be popular, which is surprising. Wow. Yep, she's completely swung in mood. Yeah, she always loved forensics. She did have aspects of her grumpiness there before. Yeah, it did make sense. Wonder if she still has those. Maybe. Yeah, it's not exactly a murder at this point. What? What? Really? It's gotta be, like, every time, it's always like, oh, I thought we were getting a break where it's not actually murder. Oh, wait, it is murder. Really? Why would people think that? That does not make any sense. Okay, investigation theme. So let's see. Huh, that's not good. I think I know who that is. Yeah, I like how they still have echoes of her grumpier personality, so that people who are fans of that characterization, still, yeah, get a chance to see it. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be discussing the prosecutor at some point. Yeah, she had to use it secretly before. Oh yeah. And she still uses that one. I'm sure we're gonna have to be using that eventually. No, a lot's changed. Yes, and that's the thing to focus on here. Okay, are you really sure you're allowed to do that? Granted, she is working for the police, so I guess she kind of... You promise me you won't use it for evil. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing he got rid of gasp and pain quickly. Huh. That's cool. Yeah, it is, because... That's pretty hilarious, because, yeah, in this series... The rare prosecutors who aren't corrupt are... well, yeah, extremely rare. Wow, yeah, they have so few prosecutors now they had to... That's actually pretty great, but also pretty terrifying. Huh. There could be rebels here. Yeah, that can't be a coincidence. Wonder if I should be suspicious of him or not. Okay. How did he know that? Oh, that's suspicious. Definitely not if he's also a monk. Yeah, from promotional material, I already know this stuff about him, but, thing is, I'm kinda hoping that they pull something interesting on us, because Simon Blackwell turned out to be a vastly different character than what I expected, seeing info from trailers, and in the best possible way. That guy was amazing. Well, the butterfly animation in the Korean court kind of echoed that. Yeah. That's gonna put an interesting spin on things. Nayuta Sadmahi. One of the few times that a prosecutor has not had their name changed in the localization. Probably spelled a little bit differently, but yeah. It's because that it's actually a reference to Sanskrit, I think, so yeah. What? Huh? Oh! Apollo knows him, that's gotta be important. Though I'm guessing we won't find out how he knows him until later in the game. Why is it always that the prosecutor is inevitably gonna know the defense attorney, or vice versa? What? Oh, that's what the trailer meant by even if it means confronting the familiar. Really? Oh yeah, he's a prosecutor in this series. So obviously that's going to be completely not true. And he's also going up against Apollo, who tends to be the butt monkey everywhere, so yeah. Or he's going to be absurdly antagonistic. Yeah, exactly. Well, this is unexpected. How does Apollo know this guy? Huh. Knowing this series, he's gonna try and get a motive out of that somehow. He's probably not going to. Yeah. We're gonna keep defending her. Yeah. Proof of Trucy's innocence and evidence of the true culprits identity, like we do in every case in the series. We're gonna need to investigate, and Emma knows the conventions of this series well. Definitely you would. Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna have to fingerprint stuff. Exactly, yeah. Now I need to go back at on Apollo Justice again. Now this makes me want to see a corrupt forensics investigator as an antagonist in one of these games. Okay, now that it's going to be less of a mood clash, I want to examine the stuff here. Okay, April 29th to Monday 1st. Wasn't this game released a little around then in Japan? I forget. Yes, he has, because he's a static NPC. I want that poster. Yeah, okay, that includes that. Yeah, this thing looks interesting. Looks like a kind of a one-sided figure. Yeah, that clock is kind of weird. By the way, if you want to know why Athena just says these random foreign phrases, it's because she randomly spoke English in the Japanese version. And I meant Athena, not Emma. Yes, maybe it's a metaphor for how time flies and how we have no time until our clock is squashed into a weird egg shape. Oh no. I'm kind of surprised they didn't talk more about that, but... That looks kind of like a Rubik's Cube with an empty bit in the middle. Oh, okay. I actually didn't know about... Oh, that's what the triangles are for. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, clearly I did not study enough maths if I don't know about that. Huh. Huh. That's pretty cool. Oh, that is pretty weird. Kind of reminds me of, there was a building at my, at the moment, former university that, apparently won an award for both best and worst postmodern building, which says a lot about postmodernism. Anyway, let's present random things to people. Well, technically you're a newbie forensic investigator. Now, you probably don't know much about this. No. Yeah, generic, I don't know about that item. Yeah, the move button is at a different location in the games that I'm used to seeing, so... Stage first or dressing room? Yeah, let's check the dressing room. There's a few things that I wanted to examine in there. Those rabbits are kind of interesting, but I really want to check that Gavin symbol. Oh yeah, the notebook. It was apparently in the blue handbag, so I might investigate that last.